This is my 1.5 year body transformation, and as a busy entrepreneur, I have been able to get in the best shape of my life all from home without sacrificing any time to go to the gym. In this video, I will tell you exactly how you can do the same. About 2 years ago, I went on a trip and it changed my life forever. I remember arriving at the hotel and it was the first time that I truly experienced freedom. It was the first time that I had no one on top of me, no boss telling me what to do, and I completely fell in love with that experience. It made me want to be an entrepreneur. It made me want to have my business and to travel the world. But you see, there was a problem. I was also out of shape. I was just getting no attention from women whatsoever. I was just getting no respect from men, and I was simply sick of that. I remember there was this one day where I went in my washroom, I looked myself in the mirror, and I just hated myself. I hated my body because of the way I looked and of the way my life went. And that was the moment that it clicked for me. I needed to change. I needed to get in shape because I just couldn't live my whole life like this. So the next day I woke up and I was super motivated to go to the gym. I took the car, parked the car, got in the gym. But as soon as I entered the doors, I told myself that I would never, ever go back to the gym. And the reason why was that it was packed with people. There was a line to go to the bench, a line to go to the leg press. Every single machine were used, and I wasted hours out of my day, hours that I wanted to focus on my business. So I completely canceled my membership about every single thing I needed in order to work out at home, and I started to work out at home every single day. And truly it was the best option by far for me because my two goals were met. I was able to get in the best shape of my life. My life went from 10 to 100, but I was also able to focus on my business. That is why if you are a business entrepreneur or a business professional, you must work out at home. You simply don't have the time to go to the gym. It is not efficient and it is not the best for you. Working out at home changed my life forever. I remember the first time that I started to work out at home, I was way less stressed, way less anxious, because first of all, I was lifting heavy weights. I was using my energy, but also because I was able to focus on one thing. I wasn't thinking about what time to go to the gym or none of that. My sole focus was how can I make that business grow. And that is why I was way less stressed and anxious. This is why you must work out at home. You have too much things on your mind and you can't think about the gym. Now let's talk about what is needed in order to work out at home. When I first started to work out, I had no bench and my workout was simply not the best. And the reason why was that I would do a bunch of weird exercise on the floor. I would try to do the bench press on the floor, but it would simply not work. And so I bought a bench and it just made a huge difference. I was now able to do the bench press and a bunch more exercise like these. So that's the first thing that I bought is a bench. I also used to train without dumbbells and my workout were not good because I couldn't push myself as hard as I wanted. I would do some workout with like body weight exercise, but it was simply not the best because I would do squats, push-up, leg raise, which are good exercise, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't gain as much muscle as I wanted. And so I bought dumbbells and it just made a huge difference. So that's the second thing that I bought are dumbbells in order to work out at home. I also used to train without a door frame pull-up bar and I just couldn't do one pull-up, even one pull-up, and I was sick of that. I wanted to have better strength. I wanted to have a better body. So I bought the door frame pull-up bar and it just made a huge difference. For the first time, I was able to do the pull-up. Now I can do 20, 25, and I still use that piece of equipment because it is just a great one. That's the third thing that I bought is a door frame pull-up bar. I used to train with no mirror and my workout was simply not the best. And the reason why was that I had no way to review my movement. I would do a bunch of bad movement with bad form and I had no idea of it. I thought that was perfect, but it was simply not the case. And so I bought a mirror and it just made a huge difference. For the first time, I was able to have perfect movement, perfect form, because I had a way to review the movement that I was doing. That's the fourth thing that I bought, and that is the beauty of working out at home. You don't need a bunch of equipment in order to get in the best shape of your life. If you want more of my coaching to achieve your goal, go click the link in the description right now. But now let's back to the video. But you see, imagine this. I was a skinny guy that was getting no attention from women at all. And so I started to make some research on the internet and I found out about the V shape. It told me that if I got the V shape, I would attract the kind of women that I wanted. I would get the respect from men and I would respect myself. And so that was the moment that it clicked for me. I started to focus on the V shape. I started to focus on the back, the upper pec, the side delts, the neck and the lower abs. and it changed my life forever. For the first time, I was getting the respect for myself. For the first time, I had the attention from women, and that is why I wanted to focus on that shape. Now let's talk about some exercise that I do every single day in order to target these parts of my body. For the back, since I first started to work out, I did the pull-up every single day, and the reason why was that I used to work with a colleague of mine that was very attractive. I had a huge crush on her, and I wanted to make her my girlfriend. And I remember one day she told me that she liked big, massive back, and that was the moment that I started to do the pull-up every single day because I wanted to seduce her. I wanted to make her my girlfriend. But you see, after a month, it wasn't even about my colleague. It was just that I saw such a massive back transformation that I wanted to continue to do that exercise. So I started to do the pull-up every single day, and to this day, I still do it. It is one of my favorite exercise of all time. I also used to do a lot of push-up, but I was simply not a fan of the push-up because it focused on the lower part of my chest and it gave me a saggy look that I didn't like at all. And so I started to do the decline push-up because I wanted to have the masculine upper pec, and it was perfect because it targeted that area. Now I do the decline push-up every single day, and it is truly one of my favorite exercise. Try it and I promise you will love it. When I was younger, I struggled a lot to grow my shoulder. They simply wouldn't grow, and whatever I would try, nothing would work. And so I went on a trip with one of my muscular friends, and I just decided to ask him, how do you build such massive shoulder? Mine just won't grow. And you know what he told me? He told me that he wouldn't train them once like I was doing, but every single day of the week. And so I tried it. I did the lateral raise every single day, and for the first time in my life, my shoulder were growing. So that's the third exercise that I do every single day is the lateral raise, and it really helped me to build big side delts. When I was in high school, I used to be bullied by my own friend, and the reason why was that I looked weak. I had a skinny neck and I just didn't look like a masculine man, and so I was the easy target. I was getting bullied and I was sick of that. So I started to make some research and I found out about the neck training. I started to do the neck curls every single day, and it changed my life forever. It made me look more masculine and more massive. So that's the fourth exercise that I do every single day, and there's two ways that I do the neck curls. I do it on my back, where I put the weight on the front of my head, and it targets the front part of my neck. And I do it on my chest, where I put the weight on the back of my head, and it targets the back part of my neck. Those are the two ways that I do the neck curls, and I highly suggest you do that exercise. When I was younger, I saw all those guys with great genetics with a six-pack getting all the attention from women, and I was sick of that. I didn't have great genetics, and I wanted to have a six-pack. And so I started to make some research on YouTube. Six-pack abs, guaranteed workout. I would do that workout, I would look at my abs, and I still didn't have a six-pack. And I asked myself why. But the reason why was that I was going about it the wrong way. You see, instead of training them 10-15 minutes every single day, I trained them once, 1 hour per week. And that was the wrong approach to build a six-pack. So I changed that. I started to train them 10 minutes every single day. And in 2 months, I had the six-pack. Now what I do are 50 leg raise and then 10 hanging leg raise. I do 2 sets for these 2 exercises every single day without rest. And it's just a massive difference. My six-pack is way more developed than before. Try it and I promise you will absolutely fall in love with these 2 exercises. But you see, there was a problem. My workouts were just far too long. I would do 4 sets for every single exercise, and my workout would last 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. And I was simply sick of that. And so I started to go down to 2 sets of failure, and it was perfect because I was gaining muscle and I was pushing myself with fast and effective workouts. What I did for a week is I went down to 1 set to see my real potential, to see my true failure, and it allowed me to see what I was truly capable of. And then I went to 2 sets and it was truly perfect. So what I suggest you do is go to 2 sets of failure, and you'll just see that your workout are more effective and that you pack on muscle. There was another problem. I was not consistent at all. I would work out for a week and then I would stop for a month. And the reason why was that I knew nothing about how to stay consistent until I read that book. The book is called Atomic Habits, and it changed my life forever. I remember the first time I read that book, I discovered about stacking habits, and that was the moment that I was far more consistent. So basically I wake up at 6, from 6:30 to 12 I do my deep focused work. From 12 to 12:30 I eat, and then from 12:30 to 1:30 I work out. You see, I stacked working out on top of something that I do every single day, which is eating. Think about your routine right now. How could you stack working out on top of that routine? If you do that, I promise you will be far more consistent. Another thing that helped me a lot was to change my identity, because if I'm being honest with you, my identity was not good at all. My identity used to be of this skinny guy that was getting no attention from women, that was not consistent or confident, and I was sick of that. Whenever I would work out, I would have negative thoughts in my mind that would keep me from achieving my goal. And so I started to change my identity. I started to forcefully put positive thoughts in my mind. I would tell myself, you are a healthy athlete that is very consistent. I would repeat that, and eventually my identity started to change. And so that is why you need to change that identity, because if you don't, you will always swim upstream and your identity will push against your actions. That is exactly what happened to me, and it was very hard for me to stay consistent. So you need to change your identity by forcefully putting positive thoughts in your mind, and I promise if you do that, you will just be far more consistent. Another thing that helped me a lot was to stay motivated, because if I'm being honest with you, I absolutely love motivation. I love to be driven to do something. And the way that I did that was that I made a list of every single thing that would happen to me once I would get in the best shape of my life. The way I would carry myself, the kind of woman that I would attract myself, the way men would treat me. I would write all of this down, and whenever I didn't feel motivated, I would come back to that list, I would read it, and I would visualize my life once I would get in the best shape of my life. Do this right now. This is your action step. You've watched this far of the video. It is time for you to take this action step. Take a piece of paper and write every single thing that will happen to you once you get in the best shape of your life. Do this right now, and I promise you will get the motivation that you lacked. I started to visualize specific moments in my life. For example, each year I go back to the father side of my family for Christmas. I would visualize myself getting in the door with a tight shirt on my arm, the way they would treat me, the way they would respect me. I would visualize all of that, and whenever I didn't feel motivation, I would get the motivation that I lacked. Now let's talk about diet. When I was younger, I thought that it was impossible to eat healthy and tasty food. But you see, I was completely wrong, and this is the proof. This is a recipe that I cook every single day. It tastes amazing, it is fast and effective, and if you try it, I absolutely think you will love it. It is very high protein, and so it is perfect for you boys entrepreneurs. I remember one day I woke up and the first thing that I ate was red meat with avocados and a bit of olive oil. I ate that, and later that day I started to work out, and I just had the best workout ever. And the reason why was that I pushed myself a lot harder. You see, the good fat made my testosterone go up, and therefore I had a better workout. I pushed myself harder. This is why you must eat all these good fat like avocados, olive oil, nuts, and I promise you will have a better workout and you will gain more muscle. We do not eat McDonald's too, because I used to eat McDonald's, and this is a bad fat. It made my insulin go up, and therefore I had more fat, and that was not my goal at all. I wanted to gain muscle, not fat. We do not eat McDonald's, because whenever you do, you are basically telling yourself that you are poisoning your body, and do not do that. I used to do that, and I feel ashamed of myself, because it is truly toxic. It is toxic food that we do not eat. Another problem was that I didn't eat enough protein at all. I would eat 3 eggs in a day, and I thought that it was enough, but it was simply not the case. I would work out, I would eat the 3 eggs, and then I would feel sore for 2-3 days. And the reason why was that I broke the muscle whilst working out, but then I wouldn't repair it by eating enough protein. So I changed my approach. I started to eat 10 eggs a day. I started to eat meat every single day, and it was perfect. And the reason why was that I was way less sore, and I was gaining more muscle since I was repairing the muscle. You must eat enough protein. Ideally 0.82 grams per pound of body weight, but just forget that. Just try to eat 10 eggs a day. Try to eat meat every single day, and I promise you'll be on the right amount of protein. I want to share with you a pancake recipe that I discovered on a reel about 2 years ago. So the recipe is 1 banana, 3 eggs, and a half cup of oats. I put that in the blender, I blend it, I put a little bit of butter in a frying pan, I put the mixture in the frying pan, and it just tastes amazing. It is fast, effective, high protein. It is perfect for you as an entrepreneur. Try it, and I promise you will love it. This is my body transformation, and I just want to show you this picture because you are on a beautiful path. I truly feel proud of that transformation, and my life changed forever. I can now attract the kind of woman that I want, get the respect from men, and I respect myself a lot more. Once again, if you are a busy professional and you want more of my personal help, you want my one-to-one coaching, go click the link in the description right now, and I wish you a good day.